Hello, welcome to the National Home Nurse Workzone application. As an employee of National Home Nurse, you will be required to submit timesheets to track the hours and kilometers traveled you have worked each day. Timesheet requests allow your manager to see the hours you have worked over the previous fortnight, with the end goal being approval of your hours. Once your hours are approved, you can then receive payment for the days you have worked. The Submitting a Timesheet feature on the Workzone application allows you to submit a timesheet and specify details such as the start and end time of your shift, including the breaks you have taken, the shift work type, the location of where you worked these hours, and the kilometers you have traveled. You can also use this feature to add your standard hours, copy timesheets from the previous fortnight, edit any information if it has changed, and delete an entry that is no longer required. To download the Workzone application and set up your account, please refer to the Introduction to Workzone PDF instructions you have been provided. Now let's get started. First, we will need to log on to the Workzone application. This is the home page you will see upon opening the application. Please tap the Timesheet button on the bottom and tap the Add button on the top right. Tap the New Timesheet button, and this is the page you will see to create your timesheet. As you can see, there are multiple fields to complete. The fields you must complete are work type, location, date, start time, end time, break start, and break end. We will go through each of these fields separately. To understand how to create a timesheet, let's use an example. Here we have a registered nurse, Sarah, who is currently employed as a casual for National Home Nurse. Sarah has noted she recently completed a shift on the 5th of January 2023, where she herself has noted the hours she has worked and the kilometers she has travelled during her shift. Here we can see from 9 to 9:30 in the morning, Sarah has travelled from her home in Richmond to Box Hill, where her first patient visit was located. Then she noted she was working and travelling from 9:30 until 4:30 in the afternoon, where she travelled a total of 160 kilometers to visit patients. Lastly, she recorded that she travelled from work to home from 4:30 until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. She has noted she travelled from South Yarra, where her last patient visit was located, back to her home in Richmond. Sarah has also taken note of her breaks. She has mentioned she took a break from 1 until 1:30. She has also noted the total kilometers travelled, excluding kilometers travelled from home to work and work to home, was 160 kilometers. Using this example, let's submit Sarah's timesheet on the Workzone app. Using the example, let's submit Sarah's timesheet starting with work type. Tap Work Type. Here, there are 5 different work types available. The number of work types available to you will be dependent on your employment with National Home Nurse. However, the 4 main work types required to submit a timesheet are travel, home to work, travel, work to home, and kilometers travelled. We will go through these 4 work types separately. As we can see in the example, Sarah noted first that she travelled from home to work from 9 to 9:30. So let's submit travel home to work first. First, we will tap travel home to work. Once we've selected this, Workzone will take us back to the main Create a Timesheet screen. Next, the next field we will have to select is Location. Tap Location. As Sarah is a registered nurse, casual, we will tap this option. Once we've selected this, we will also be taken back to the main Create a Timesheet screen. The next field we must complete is Date. As the date of Sarah's shift is the 5th of January 2023, we will select this date. The next field to fill out is the start and end time of our travel home to work type. As Sarah started her travel from home to work at 9 o'clock and finished at 9:30, we will fill out this start time as 9 and the end time as 9:30. Next, we have the option of adding a break. As Sarah did note she took a break from 1 to 1:30, however, decided to take this break during her travel work time. As this is a different work type, we will not submit a break here. Finally, we have the option to add notes. As Sarah wrote some notes regarding her traveling, we can add this in. Sarah noted that she traveled from Richmond, Victoria, her home, to Box Hill, where her first patient visit was located, so we can add this information into our notes. Now that we have finished adding our notes, we can press submit in the top right hand side. As you can see, once we have submitted the timesheet, we are taken back to the timesheet main screen, where you can see on Thursday the 5th of January we have submitted a timesheet for travel home to work from 9 to 9:30 in the morning. Now that we have submitted travel home to work, we move on to the next work type. Once again, we will tap the Add button on the top right and select New Timesheet. We will be taken to the Create Timesheet main screen again, where hopefully you will now be more familiar with the next steps. We will start with selecting Work Type and now selecting Travel Work. Next, we will select Location and select Registered Nurse Casual. The date for this shift was the 5th of January 2023, so we will select this day. Looking back on the example, we can see that Sarah worked from 9:30 until 4:30 in the afternoon on the road visiting patients. So we will select 9:30 as our start time and 4:30 as our end time. Sarah also took a break during these hours, from 1 until 1:30. So we can add this in the break field. The start of Sarah's break is from 1 o'clock and the end of Sarah's break was at 1:30. We can also add the notes. Sarah noted that she was working on the road, so we can add this information in. Now that we have completed all the required fields, we can press submit in the top right hand corner. We will be taken back to the timesheets main screen, and as you can see, it has been submitted below our travel home to work timesheet. Now that we've submitted travel home to work and travel work, we must now submit our travel work to home work type. Once again, we will follow the exact same steps. We tap the Add button on the top right of our screen and select New Timesheet. We will select in the work type Travel Work to Home. Next, we will select Location as the Registered Nurse Casual. The date of this shift was the 5th of January 2023. At the example, we can see that Sarah travelled from work to home from 4:30 to 5 p.m. So we will select 4:30 as our start time and 5 p.m. as our end time. Sarah also took no break during this time, so we can leave the break field blank. Once again, we can add the notes. Sarah noted she travelled from South Yarra, where her last patient visit was located, back to Richmond, where her home is, so we can add this information in the Workzone app. Now that we have completed all the required fields, we can press submit in the top right hand corner. We will be taken back to the timesheets homepage, where you can see we have now submitted 3 timesheets under the same day. Now that we have completed our travel work types, the last work type to submit is kilometres travelled. As an employee of National Home Nurse, you are required to submit the number of kilometres you have travelled to visit patients. This excludes the kilometres travelled from home to your first patient visit and at the end of your shift, from your last patient visit back to home. We'll tap the Add button on the top right and press New Timesheet. The work type we will select is kilometers traveled. The location we will select is Registered Nurse Casual. The date of this shift was the 5th of January 2023. Unlike the other timesheets we have submitted, here we are only required to complete the units field. We will tap this field where we can enter the kilometers that we have travelled. Looking at our example, Sarah has travelled a total of 160 kilometers, excluding travel home to work and travel work to home. We will type 160 and press Done. As Sarah noted no notes, we will leave this field blank. Now we can press Submit in the top right-hand corner. This kilometers travelled timesheet has now been added to our list of timesheets. We have now submitted all the required work types for Sarah's shift on the 5th of January 2023. If we go to the home page as seen on the bottom left, we can see that we have submitted 4 different timesheets. When these timesheets have been approved, this number will be updated on the approved section, and vice versa for declined and processed timesheets. If you manage to make an error or would like to delete a timesheet, we can tap on the timesheet we would like to edit. For example, if we would like to edit the travel home to work timesheet, we can tap on it, where we can edit the required information, or we can press delete this timesheet highlighted in red at the bottom. Now we can see back on the timesheet's main screen, this travel home to work timesheet has been deleted. Now we have completed all the required steps to submit a timesheet on Workzone. Therefore, this concludes the tutorial on how to create a timesheet on the Workzone app. I hope you have enjoyed watching this, and please refer to the NHN Introduction to Workzone PDF instructions regarding any troubleshooting or contact information for this app. Thank you.